In 2019, I will be starting an ERC consolidated project called Future Migration as Present Fact. Instead of examining the movement of people across borders, I want to study the migration that people imagine as part of their own future. I want to find out how this imagined future migration has real consequences in the present. My overall research question is this: how does migration that has not yet taken place shape the lives of individuals and the development of societies? This is an important question because of the sheer number of people who wish, plan, or expect to emigrate. Survey data indicate that more than 700 million people worldwide would like to move permanently to another country. This type of data is often seen as input to predicting actual migration. And we know that actual migration affects development in migrants' countries of origin, both positively and negatively. Indeed, migration and development is now a very well-established research field. But going back to imagined future migration, I'm pointing out that the overwhelming majority of prospective migrants will never leave. That's because the barriers to migration are large and increasing. Often, a desire to migrate is impossible to realize. In this project, I therefore pursue a different link from imagined future migration to development processes. My reasoning is that people who imagine leaving will tend towards different behavior also in the absence of migration. Wishing, planning, or expecting to emigrate will shape people's educational choices, financial priorities, livelihood strategies, and social relationships, for instance. This transformation of choices and priorities will in turn affect communities and societies. My aim is to understand and show how these effects unfold. To do so, it's necessary to innovate also in terms of how imagined future migration is examined and measured. Current research relies on fixed categories such as desires, plans, and intentions for migration. Such concepts fall short of capturing the diversity in how people imagine migration as part of their own future. My response will be to develop a new theory frame. It will be a theory of distinctions along several dimensions in how people relate to the prospect of migrating. One of the things that I'm really looking forward to in this project is to work closely together with two highly qualified postdocs. One will be a specialist in ethnography, and the other one will be a specialist in survey research. The announcement of these positions is still some time away, but you can sign up now to be alerted when they're announced. PRIO is a great place to work, an organization that's geared towards making excellent research possible and where achievements are supported, recognized, and shared. In order to capture the subtle dynamics of imagined future migration, we will use ethnographic methods. Through interaction with informants, over time and in social contexts, ethnographic fieldwork can provide an in-depth sensitivity to dynamics that are poorly understood. Judging the significance of these dynamics calls for survey research. Surveys allow for scaling up and seeing broader patterns. Of course, many projects combine qualitative and quantitative methods, but it's really hard to do it well. In this project, I'm aiming for a much closer integration of the two than what we usually see. The field research will be carried out in West Africa, where more than half of all young adults say that they want to emigrate. The migration policy regime is roughly the same throughout West Africa, but there are huge socioeconomic differences. I've selected 3 countries that represent different income levels: Gambia, Ghana, and Cape Verde. The differences between these countries make it possible to engage theoretically with the development dimension. During the next 5 years, I'll be spending half of my time on Future Migration as Present Fact, or FUMI for short. The other half will be devoted to leading MIGNEX, a large project funded by the European Commission. In MIGNEX, we're a team of researchers from 9 institutions in Europe, Africa, and Asia, seeking new knowledge on migration, development, and policy. The 2 projects complement each other really well in their approaches to migration and development. MIGNEX with a huge empirical scope and a focus on impact, and FUMI that allows for in-depth ethnography and theory building. To learn more about Future Migration as Present Fact and the postdoc positions, please visit prio.org/FUMI.